Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Rick. I'm gonna do a paint over. I mixed some Payne's gray. This is acrylic paint. Payne's gray with white and sap green with white. I'm gonna have a pretty high uh, um, horizon line, maybe up to there. So this is all gonna be sky up here. So what I'm gonna do is put a gray underpaint here, painting over this old painting. I was just practicing on it. So I did go to the music store yesterday to look about getting a microphone up here so you can hear me better. And they do have something. They just didn't have them in stock, so I'll probably have to order it on if I can find it on Amazon, of course. They wonder why Amazon's doing so good, because when you go to the store, I went to a store, I won't say their name, but I went to go buy a jacket last week. They had all the jackets were locked up. I couldn't even try them on. And there was nobody around with a key. So I left. I also wanted to buy some new jeans. Basically, everything was locked up. All the clothing locked up. So I left. I'm not going to tell you what store it was because I'm sure a lot of stores are doing that nowadays. So down here I'm just going to put sap green and white. This is going to be my undertone. I got a cool idea for a landscape. I'm going to put a mountain right here in the middle, pretty big, and have landscape on the right of it and landscape on the left of it. Just have a big mountain right here in the middle. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it might turn out pretty good. I want the mountain to be really close to us, and then maybe I can make some cool clouds. I'm going to try and do the clouds today uh, as I do the sky while it's wet, like wet on wet, okay? Because it's hard to paint the clouds on the sky once it dries. I mean, you can do it. There's techniques you can do it, but I like doing it while it's wet. Then you can blend the colors together. So I'll probably do that first. I'll do the sky. Uh, and then I'll put the mountain in. And this is going to be the horizon way back there. We'll probably have some more hills back there. We can even put water on one side, like the ocean, with the mountain right here. You're looking past the mountain when there's the ocean's out here, maybe. All right, there's the underpaint. This was an old practice piece I had, so I'm going to put my colors down now: blue, yellow, and red. going to use Alzarian Crimson. I don't even know if I'll use the red, but I'm going to put a little down anyway. And this is Utrecht paint. I really like it. It's a good paint for landscapes. I get this at Dick Blick's. They carry this brand. It's made in Brooklyn, New York. Okay. Cad yellow, medium. And of course, we need a little white. Titanium white. And a little Mars black. I'll probably use Mars black to lay the mountain in today. So I want to get started. I'm going to do the sky first. So I need to mix some light blue for the sky. I'm going to put some blue down here. That's ultramarine blue. Let's grab a little bit of white and we'll get like a light blue going. Need more than that. Pretty big sky. That's a 16 by 20. I got it turned sideways. I'm going to mix the sky and try and do the clouds as I go. So let me mix a little lighter gray here. Maybe we'll have a little gray clouds too. Mix it all together. Alright. So I got blue, yellow, red, black, and white. This was the sap green and white I used on the underpaint. I'm just using a I think this is a number 10 filbert brush. I gotta turn this just a little. Let me check my camera. Focus. I think it's in focus. All right. So let's do the sky first. I'm going to put some blue up there right away. Light blue. Little white down here. Blending it all in. I think I want to have some clouds coming in like from the side today. Try and get some of that blue to mix in while it's wet. I'm going to take some ultramarine blue now, just the darker blue and add it in here. Try and get some different flavors going on right now. Just streak it in there. A little more white. I'm trying to make it look like there's already clouds in the sky, okay? Just like that. It looks pretty good so far. You can add more blue if you lost your blue sky. Just grab some more blue and add it in there, and kind of streak it in there and blend it in really lightly. Okay. I'm going to put a little dark up here. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to rinse my brush off now and dry it, and going to blend these clouds in a bit while they're still a little wet, just lightly. It looks good. I still want to lighten up the bottom though. A little more. Let's see how that looks in the frame. Pretty good. We already got some like gray clouds going on here. I like that. What we can do now, it's already getting pretty dry. What I'm going to do now is highlight some of the top of these clouds, some of the streaks I see in here. This might not be the best brush to do it with. Might need a smaller brush. I'm going to let it dry a little more. Still kind of wet. Let me put the mountain in, then I'll fix the clouds up a bit. That's the kind of way I wanted it. I'm going to put my mountain in really dark, so I'm going to take some black here, mix it into that gray, black. really dark. I'm going to add a little blue to it. A little ultramarine blue. Alright. Now I want to have a big mountain in here. Let's just grab some paint. And I want it part of the mountain into the sky here. Maybe like that. I can't draw it down too much because it'll be like it'll be too big. So I want to have like distant horizon over here and over here. So just like that's kind of like what I envisioned. I'm going to lighten up some of the bottom of the mountain here. Create some land down here with the titanium white. Very good. That looks cool. That looks really cool. I like that. I'm thinking about putting water on one side. Maybe over here. Like make this the ocean over here. So let's try that. We'll take some of the blue from the sky and we're going to make this water on one side. Pretty cool. Lighten up the distance. I want that to look like the ocean, so you know later on maybe this would be a good painting to put like a lighthouse, like right here in the foreground, and it fills up most of this side here. This is looking pretty good. Now I'm going to do the rest of the landscape like a normal landscape. Like I'll put some hills over here coming down, and then put some trees over here and over here. Let me see if that's going to look all right, because I covered this part of the mountain here. I'm going to mix some green now, blue and yellow. make a nice green so I can have a green hill over here. You can use your knife. I'm just using my brush to hurry. I'm going to make it dark, so I'm going to put a little black in it. A dark green. Block this in. It's just going to be a grassy hill, okay? Okay, that looks good. Same thing over here, but I'm going to make it a little lighter now. So we could either put white or blue in it, light blue. Since I have some white here, I'm going to lighten that green up. It's the same green, but a little lighter. Alright, down here I'm going to make this brown. So I got to mix yellow. This is fun. I like making brown. Yellow and red. You get an orange. And then a little black. You'll get a brownish color, right? Now I want to make some yellow ochre out of that. So I'm going to put a little yellow in it. And look at that. I'll get a yellow ochre. And I'm going to use that yellow ochre down here under these hills. It's a nice cool color. And I'll add some browns in it. When you mix your colors like this, the painting really looks together. It has more it's uniform because it's the same colors, you know what I mean? Like if I would have taken the yellow ochre out of the tube and put it down here, it wouldn't have looked right. So since I've made my own yellow ochre, it just fits into the painting, you know. That's kind of a cool painting so far. Got the main mountain right in the middle. I can see I'm going to leave this peak behind the big peak. I want to put some dark streaks in here now, since I made some darker brown. So I'm going to put some dark streaks. To get some different values going down there. There we go. Now we got a bunch of different tones of brown down there now. I kind of like that. It's a good area to put a bunch of bushes now. I'm going to do the mountain now. I'm going to put some snow on the very top of that peak. If you've ever watched my videos before, I kind of like to put snow up here because, I mean, I live in Washington, and the mountains we have out here, there's snow on them pretty much on the peaks all year round. Have this come down. Gotta shut the heater off. It's drying my paint out. So on this side of the mountain, I just mixed some blue and white. I'll have to use the small part of the knife here. And I like using a knife because it makes it lays on the canvas a little better than a brush. It just lays. You can actually get this blue in all these little crevices in here now and design your mountain. Try and stay off the white. Just put this blue next to the white. You can bring it right next to the white, or you can leave a little gap between the white, because that way you'll get more different colors in your mountain. You can leave some dark in there and do it like this. Like leave some of the dark of the mountain in there. That's why I made it dark. And come in here and put a little bit of this shadow next to all the white. Okay, it'll look like you spent hours on your mountain. This white that is down here, that's going horizontal, put a little blue underneath it. It'll look like a cliff. Like, watch, I'll make a cliff right here. I'll make a cliff at the bottom of the mountain. See that? See that cliff now? So even where you have white down here, just put a little bit of the shade color underneath it. It really adds a lot. to the mountain. See how we just designed like maybe another wall here, a cliff wall. Now step back and look at your mountain. I'm looking at this right now. I'm trying to think if I should draw this. I kind of like the way this white's coming around here like this. So I'm going to try and put the blue around it and see what it looks like. I think it looks all right. I don't know if there's any mountain out there that looks like that, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like the light's hitting right here. So I'm going to put a little blue shadow in some of those spots up there. Just a little. There we go. Now it's up to you if you want to leave this dark or you can run some color over it very lightly like this. There's more white down here, so you got to think about that. All right, let me look at that, stand back and look at it. That looks pretty good. We got a mountain all by itself there. That's Lisa trying to call me. I'll call you back. Look at those clouds already. You remember how I put the sky in? I just put the colors up there. Now we already have some ideas going for clouds up there. It looks kind of sloppy, but I'll get it to work. But look at that mountain. This is a cool design. I just thought of this like an hour ago. Like, what if we had a mountain right in the middle and we had some water behind it and some landscape behind it, and it was like closer to us. I think it looks pretty good. And it's only been 30 minutes, so I got this far in 30 minutes. Yeah, so now watch out the clouds. You can kind of see some clouds up there, right? I'm gonna try a fan brush. Let's try it. You can get a lot of white on a fan brush and then get the point kind of pointy. And now I want to put some highlights just on the top of these clouds. Just on the top parts. See what happens. You got to kind of pick out your clouds in here, your cloud tops. I think it's going to be okay. And then now with your brush, kind of blend that paint at the bottom, one way or the other. Just a little, just get a little blend on it. You don't even have to, because I'm just letting the paint set on top of those clouds. Yeah, it's working out pretty good. Uh, just fill up a fan brush. This is the number 2. And all we got a bunch of clouds up here. You can also, pick out other areas and just highlight certain tops. Like this one looks like it's going like this here. And we got some white clouds here at the bottom. This is an easy way to get your highlights on your clouds. You have to wait till it dries to do this though. And I already have the bottoms done because I already blended those in. So it looks pretty good. Don't make sure your brush isn't really wet. You don't want it to be too wet, okay? All right. Well, you can work on your clouds just like that. Just keep put highlights wherever you want. You definitely need them down here though at the bottom, because this doesn't look too good, just that gray. So we want some highlights down here for sure. All right, I kind of like that. There's also there's more streaks in here you can brighten up. I see them. You probably can't see them in the camera, but you can like highlight the streaks as well, okay? Like that. See that? This is a cool way to do your sky, your clouds. I'm glad whoever's watching is seeing this, because sometimes I don't load this, I don't leave this on the, sometimes I won't leave this on. I won't upload it. But that's a cool way to do your clouds right there. That looks amazing. I really like that. Since I have the fan brush out, I'm going to hit the back of my water again. With some white way back there. And then bring some water forward from the back, small, and then get bigger as you bring it forward, okay? Wow, this is looking pretty good. There's a lot of people that used to ask me why I don't, sometimes I'll leave this part of the mountain dark, because it the mountain starts to turn here. It's the mountains are round, they start going around the other side. You know what I mean? And I never finish it. I never finish it in the video. So the mountains, like how do I explain this? It's like coming around like this. Like, it's hard to explain. Just heard something in the closet move, but it's not a mouse. All right, so I'm going to put some distant foothills on the top of this green back here. And I'm going to have to make some more brown. It already dried up. So you remember how to make brown? Take a little yellow, a little red, mix it. You'll get an orange. And then a little black. And we'll add a little touch of white, just a touch. Just a touch of white to lighten that brown up. And I'm going to use that for distant foothills way in the back there. Okay? And you're just going to go really small, straight across the back. Really small. Just like that. Let me come on this side here, and I'm going to pull the bottom to the left. All right, so that represents some trees way back there. All right, so it's looking pretty good. Where's my sun? The sun's over here coming down. I'm going to go back to my a smaller filbert brush. I'm going to line the back of this brown with some yellow. Just get a little yellow on your brush and put it underneath those trees back there. Let's start bringing that yellow down a little bit. Change that color of that grass. Maybe this will be the shadow of the mountain here, casting down on the ground. You see that? We can make this even darker. So rinse your brush off, and we're going to add a little black to this groundwork right there. And you just get a little black on the tip of your brush, and it's kind of wet. See, it's kind of like water. That might be too wet. Just get a little black on your brush, and we're going to put it in this green here. I guess it doesn't have to be that wet. Doesn't have to be that wet. I wet this too much, so. Anyway, that's going to be the shadow. I'm kind of in a funny position, so let me go over it a little better. There we go. So that's going to be maybe the shadow of the mountain hitting there. Let's put some trees up here now. I'm going to add a little green that I have left here. I'm going to have to make some more green. Blue and yellow, and add it into this brown. Actually move the brown over here. And let's see what kind of trees we can make here. I think I want them a little darker. I'm going to add a little more blue to it. This is brown and kind of green mixed together. There's some trees up here on this hill. Just a silhouette of trees there. At the very bottom of these trees, put a little white on your fan brush, just a little, and pull the white just underneath the trees. Okay, just a little, so they show up just a little. I need to fix this here. I'm gonna make some more green. I need a little more yellow. This doesn't look good here. I gotta fix that. So how you fix it, you just make some more green. We'll make some light green, so we'll take some yellow over here and just a little blue. Okay, we'll make a light green. A light green. That'll work. I'm going to come over here and fix my groundwork over here, because I don't like the way that looks, and I'm going to redo it. Just like that. Now I'm going to add some dark color in it while it's wet. We'll do this. We'll say this is going to be the shadow here. The shadow of the mountain. Let's see how that looks. It looks good. I just gotta blend. The two now, where they come together, because the edge is too hard. All right, something like that. You get the idea. There's a shadow over here. All right, now I like these trees over here. There's so much we can do now. We could put some trees. We could put some trees coming down in front of this mountain. Let's do that. I should just put sap green down here. So let's mix some more. I got a little yellow left here. Let's make some more green. Blue and yellow. Okay. Blue and yellow. And now we're just going to add black to it. Okay. Darken it up. This is how I used to usually make my evergreen trees. It's got to be dark. It's almost got to look black, okay? But it's really dark green. There we go. A nice dark green. Now let's design some trees over here with a fan brush. Just fill the fan brush up, and I want them to come in front of this mountain. So let's put some small ones down here first, coming across like this. And then pull the bottom to the left, some of it. It'll look like shadows. There's one row. I'm going to do another row going up here now. Right from here. Maybe at an angle going up. Pull that bottom to the left. Create a shadow. Like that. We got like two rows of trees coming down. If you want to create some terrain out here, you know how I did the clouds up there with the streaks? We can streak some hills in here like this, okay? Just add some dark color. This one we can swoop these back a little more to create some hills coming down, and then a hill coming across this way. Just like that. So it looks like we got hills in here now. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm just going to keep this a dark hill. I kind of like that dark hill, and I like this dark brown. So I'm going to put some bushes down here on this brown now with the same color. It's probably going to have to be darker. Let's add a little black to it. Add a little black to your fan brush, and we'll darken it up. A little more black. Now pull the bottom, just the very bottom to the left. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good on this dark brown. Look at that. Wow. I could have lightened this up a little more, this brown, and this would have looked pretty awesome on there. Now, I'm going to take just a little titanium white on the tip of my brush and lightly touch right here and here and here and here. And you're going to see the separation on the bushes now, okay? You see that? That's how I do it first, and then you can add a little more if you want. But not too much white. I just like to get them to where they look, the bushes are separated, okay? Just like that. The more subtle it looks, I think the better it looks, you know? Those bushes look kind of cool. I like that. They don't always turn out that way. Sometimes you have problems, so when you get some decent looking bushes like that, you got to kind of remember how you did it, okay? I paint every day, so I'll remember. A lot of people, if you only paint once a month, you're going to forget a lot of this. I don't like that that color back there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the dark green that we used and just put it on the top. See if that helps it out. Yeah, it looks better. We could leave some of that brown in there. This is looking pretty good. I really like it. I'm going to edge the bottom of this hill with just getting a little white on my fan brush. And I should pull it to the left. Get a little more white, and we're going to create a few hills in here. Just like that. Get a little more white. Just barely, just put a little bit underneath these bushes because they already look good. These bushes already look good. I don't want to mess up the bottom with white. This is white, but it's mixing in with a little green and gray, so it's not white like this. So it's okay. If you had that bright white down here, it would like throw it off. It wouldn't look good. Even this looks really bright to me, but it looks like the sun is hitting right on all those spots, okay? This came out pretty good. Let me see where I'm at on time-wise. 1 hour. Not bad. Well, I had 2 people got to see this. That's great. I don't know who you are. You're just chatting, but doesn't that look cool? A single mountain. We got water way in the back on one side. The ocean's over here. We got some. That's looking pretty good. Now you can always throw a big tree over here now uh, to put something in the foreground. I'm not going to do it. Uh, I'm looking hard at this hill because it's flat. You know what I mean? Like you see how I just added these hills in here. Uh, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this without putting too much on it. Because I'm thinking these hills would kind of roll around like this. Roll around and then back. I'll think about it. I'll have to think about that hill. But this looking pretty good. So I'm thinking about putting a little light down in here, right in here. So let's just grab a little. I don't like working with small brushes. This is like tiny. But let's put a little yellow down there. It doesn't have to be a lot of yellow. Let's just put a little yellow here and see what it looks like. Like if some light was hitting right in there. Sunlight. I guess it won't hurt to do it in a few places. Don't do too much though. Just like the sunlight's hitting like right through there. That's good enough. Because I overdid it up here, remember? Could almost make this just dark here because the mountain's so big. It would pretty much shade this whole area. So that's something to think about. But all right, let's put some twigs in there. This I'm using a brush like you use to sign your name, and you can put some twigs in your scene. You can use black or white. Kind of wiggle them a little. They look better if you kind of wiggle the ends. It's kind of hard to do. It takes practice. I used to just make my twigs like this, just straight up like this. But I like to put extra branches on them now. All right, now I'm going to put a couple birds up there, and I think I'm going to end this video. This live. That's my eagle right there. Got an eagle flying in there. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to do on this one. I'm glad some of you got to watch it. I'm going to put a big tree in the front. I'm going to put a big, either a big tree, probably over here, going all the way up into the sky. And I'm going to put some mist around the bottom of the mountain as well. That's a pretty cool design. I think I'll leave this on YouTube. I'll just upload it. That way you can watch it later if you want. All right, guys. Happy Thursday, and we'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. I need a million subscribers. I'm not even halfway there yet. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.